What's up, guys? Ian here, coach of your Ladner Lanturn, bringing you guys our Week 11 match, taking on PokeFan and the Detroit Oblivion Wings. Ready to lose my chance at playoffs, probably. If you haven't seen the team builder, highly recommend checking that out. One note is that in the team builder, I did discuss what my Gliscor speed spread would be. I did adjust that a little bit to outspeed, no speed Miltank post team builder, but pre-match. So there is less attack investment, and I put it into speed instead. So I will be sending the challenge off to PokeFan, and we'll see what he's going to bring. Yeah, that's about what you expect, honestly. Fun. Celestial Buzzwole. No Miltank, so that was irrelevant of a change. Mega DNC. No Zygarde, which is good. Reuniclus instead. No Torkoal. So, I mean, that's about what you expect. DNC, in all honesty, is probably the most annoying thing. No Empoleon. Why would you be scared of Empoleon? You have a Zygarde and a Buzzwole. What? You should be more scared of Darkrai. Personally, I would be a lot more scared of Darkrai. If I'm him, I'm going to lead either Diancie or Celesteela. I think Gliscor is my best lead against both of those, so I'm just going to lead with it. And we'll see where we go from there. Now, I wonder if anyone has linked this. Okay, so it is the Diancie. That's fine. Obviously, I threaten this with an Earthquake here. It doesn't really have a great way to touch me, so I think instead of Earthquake, I'm going to knock off. I don't really see a reason for Diancie to want to stay in on me. Nice, we got rid of an item here. Perfect. 45, and we got rid of Life Orb. Even better. I kind of want to taunt this. But... Reuniclus, Life Orb. Okay, Psychic does a lot to me. I mean, realistically, what am I defensive against, right? Like, I can just Earthquake here. Eat the Psychic, Earthquake, and then knock off or something. Catch a Celesteela flying in. Or a Buzzwole. This is a yikes and a half. But I am very glad to see that the Reuniclus item is gone. I don't think Reuniclus is as big of a problem as I might imagine it to be. So he is just going to Psychic 45. Spidef drop, again, doesn't really matter. With no item, none. I can freely just knock off here. Catch anything coming in, or we'll just kill off the Reuniclus, which I'd also be okay with. Okay, we'll get rid of the Alomomolas item, which is good. Rocky Helmet, so we get rid of that. Perfect. And now I really want to taunt this from sending a Wish into Reuniclus, so I'm going to do that. So there's the Wish. And now instead of any of that, I'm going to go into Quillfish and start getting up spikes. Scald, which should do nothing. I can just spike. Mungus. And I switch into a Mungus, especially if it's going to Spore, is just Vikavolt. Stomping Tantrum, which also does nothing. I'm in a Webs. Sludge Bomb just 33, no poisons. Now we Bug Buzz. 21. I have to imagine that this is going to be... I'm actually just going to Volt Switch into Gliscor. I have to imagine this is AV based on that damage. So, let's look at Vikavolt versus Amoonguss. Bug Buzz did 21. Flat, which means it is max. Max. Which, actually, to be fair, I did expect as well. How much is that going to take from Darkrai? It still takes a chunk, but Gliscor, Earthquake here does 36. I think what I'm going to do is knock off, get rid of the Assault Vest, catch anything that wants to come in. I get a bunch of recovery back too. 2, 3, 7. So the Alomomola comes in, not really that concerned about you. And I'm going to go back into Quillfish. And Spike. Nice. Perfect. Wished up himself. This means I get to taunt now. And Spike again. So we got up all of our spikes. I'm not running rocks, but the spikes are going to hurt everything coming in. I'm going to taunt the Celesteela. Try and Leech Seed me, boy. So that's actually really good. Now that we know what sort of set this Celesteela is, I'm just going to go into Slowking on this. Earthquake 18. Celesteela. Earthquake did... Yeah, so this is like no investment. I'm just going to port out into Darkrai. Yeah, we'll just port out. Mungus comes in. Gardevoir should be able to kill this now. Mungus. None of that. Psyshock is a roll. I'm going to go for it anyways. Oh, this is not Mega. Yeah, Mega kills. So we'll just Psyshock here. In comes the Celesteela. Takes 21. Shows leftovers. So I just go back into Slowking. Leech Seed Earthquake can expect like Heavy Slam or something. And I will just port out. Actually, instead of porting out, I'm going to Future Sight first. And then I'll port out. Air Slash. Port out in case he Leech Seeds. Ah, Flinch is annoying. Let's go hard Gliscor then. It's probably going to Leech Seed again, if I had to guess. But if I really have to just stall this out, then I will. I'm going to taunt this. I'm curious about the damage between Gardevoir and Celesteela. I didn't calc that. So Psyshock did... I guess we could calc the Future Sight damage. Doesn't really matter. Wish Scald Tect. So now that it's taunted, it probably has to go for Scald, right? So I can go into Slowking and Toxic. Or I can go Gardevoir and click Thunderbolt, which actually is pretty safe. Now, Psyshock did 21. It's a little bit on the higher end. A crit. So that crit is actually huge. Because there's nothing to chew this Thunderbolt. Leech Seed, Earthquake, Air Slash. I mean, it's probably Heavy Slam, right? Thunderbolt crit did 69. Yeah, this is fully Spit F. This is fully Spit F. So I'm just going to click it again. We're going to get the Reuniclus sack in. It's fine. Celesteela is not in a place where it can necessarily click buttons, you know? Unfortunately, the DNC is not Mega Evolved yet, so it's not going to get the Webs drop. Which kind of sucks, but... actually, Gardevoir really picks on the Amoonguss at this range, the Celesteela at this range, so it's really only the DNC that I have to worry about here. And I'm wondering if I just kill it. Like, if he is Mega DNC... Let's see, he's not a minus defense nature. So, Diamond Storm... Roll to kill me. Hyper Voice. Pixelate. 80 to 95. So I feel like I actually should just go for the Hyper Voice. How should I handle this one? Save some of my taunters, or should I just go into Quillfish now? Go into Quillfish. I don't need 2 Diamond Storms. Or 2 Moonblasts from this range. And it's not going to Mega Evolve yet, so I won't get an Intimidate off before the Diamond Storm drop. How do I want to play this? We know that the Amoonguss is AV, so I don't necessarily need Vikavolt anymore. Although it's not Weakness Policy Celesteela. I'm definitely debating just staying in and clicking Hyper Voice. But Gardevoir also beats everything left, and I'd like to at least be able to tank 1 Scald from Alomomola. So can we... This is Mega Diancie. It's a roll for Diamond Storm that I don't really want to take. So I'm kind of content just going Quillfish, which doesn't really offer me anything else. It's Moonblast, actually. 46, which means he can just go for it again. I'm going to Destiny Bond in case he wants to set up or something. He actually goes Alomomola. I'll taunt now. I'm very shocked by that. This actually means Gardevoir might just win the game from here. Why did he switch? Okay. I'm not sure what he wants to do here, so I'm actually just going to Liquidation. He's going to stay in. We'll get the defense drop. It's pretty irrelevant. I can save Quillfish as a sack. So I'll just go hard Gardevoir. On the Amoonguss. And I get to Psyshock. Which will kill. If this is Scarf Buzzwole, Webs means that I outspeed it. I kill the Diancie now. I kill the Celesteela, and I kill Alomomola. So I think this is actually just a pure 6-0. I don't see a reason why Gardevoir can't just pick up all these kills. I'll keep it on the calc just in case, but Hyper Voice does 80 to 95 to no bulk. I mean, even if it's max bulk. But, like, we could tell the damage, right? So, I don't know. Gardevoir against Alomomola, that's a different story. Actually, I want to calc the damage that it gave my Quillfish with Moonblast just to see what sort of... 45.5. So it's probably timid, which means it's not going to be bulky. Now, Gardevoir... Go back to this. Against Alomomola. Actually, I should go Quillfish. Quillfish against Alomomola. Liquidation did 10%, which is about this range, so it's probably that team. Pixelate Hyper Voice does not do enough, and in fact, neither does Thunderbolt, but I can click it anyways. Oh, it's not SpDef invested, so that's dead. Buzzwole, the only way... Can Buzzwole even live, though? Not with 3 layers of spikes, right? There's no way with 3 layers of spikes. Nah. Even AV Buzzwole after spikes should die. So Gardevoir should just be able to pick up the game. 3 layers is 25%. So 76. I mean, I guess AV does have a chance of living, but I'm just going to go for it anyways. It's not. So GG's. This was huge. This was massive game for us to pick up a win, let alone a 6-0 win. So thank you guys very much for watching. I was super worried about this game ahead of time, but Mega Gardevoir just bopped this team in the face. I think he really misplayed with his Mega Diancie. It put on way more pressure against me in prep than I thought that it would. And switching out on the Quillfish I thought was kind of a choke. We don't allow Custap here, so he may have been scared of like Custap Destiny Bond, but I wasn't even in range of Custap. Very strange that he let himself just get Spike Stacked. I mean, I just ran Taunt Spike Stack against him, shut down his Regen Core really effectively. The Gliscor lead seemed to catch him off guard. Maybe he wasn't expecting that. I kind of figured that he was either going to have to lead Diancie or Celesteela. Reuniclus would have been a good lead on his part as well. Reuniclus could have just gotten off a hit and bopped my entire team. I obviously didn't bring anything for Reuniclus. Like, defensively, I didn't have anything for Reuniclus. My Spadef walls were just not that great, which is probably why he was thankful that I didn't bring Empoleon. But he did end up getting smacked in the end. So that is going to be it for me. We move our way to 6-5 plus 16, which is huge. This gives us a giant buffer against a ton of teams. We're now guaranteed ahead of Hamu. We're now guaranteed ahead of PokeFan, who's 6-5 plus 7. So actually, no. What's the max he can get is 11, and the worst I can get is 10. So I'm not guaranteed ahead of PokeFan, but as long as I get 1 kill, I'll be guaranteed ahead of PokeFan. 1 kill against Lux in Week 12 will be guaranteed ahead of PokeFan. So this is giant for my playoff hopes. I'm not going to lie to you guys at all. This is absolutely huge. I now have a ton of differential on Stu and Aaron, and if they both lose this week, then I clinch anyways. So, keep an eye out next week for Week 12, where we take on Lux and Avantheim Flugel. But until then, have a great one, and see you guys next time.